This week in games, let's react to the Game Awards nominations. The Steam Machine has been revealed, and is Ubisoft getting acquired? This is the Two Penny Gamescast. Cast episode 275. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friend and co-host. Say hello to the people, Connor Elliott.
I hate you. I hate you.
Oh,
We started this show, and I just regret doing it. Every single time I look at you, the beginning of these podcasts, looking at your face, hearing your voice, which is the real problem. It just, any excitement I could have, like if Phil was here, goes out the window.
is
And then replaced
that
with
how
you.
you feel?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
Phil's not
let's
as
see
mean
if
to
you
me.
continue to feel that way, Connor, in 10 years when I've dragged your ass through the fucking mud. All right. And I've turned this into something successful. And I put you and I put Phil on my back and fucking carried you motherfuckers to a goddamn career that you actually care about. Because otherwise, Connor, your dumbass would just be sitting here either A, working for a fucking Home Depot greenery department, or B, doing some lame ass security job, not chasing any actual career because you're too fucking sloth with fucking laziness to do anything else with your goddamn life. You're welcome that at least one of us in this goddamn relationship has some fucking ambition.
You know, there's two ways I could respond to that. One of which was to call out your redundancy of using sloth and lazy.
I know.
But
it was one of those things you're reaching for words outside of your vocabulary. So you're like,
it's like, fuck, I missed the. I do that all the time. The other one was to say I'm sorry, but I'm not doing either of those. So now it's a meta response.
The other one was to be like, you know what, Tavin, you're right. Connor, how's your week been?
It has been great.
It
has been great. I'm gonna watch you play Dark Souls later.
And you're not gonna be helpful this time. You're just gonna mock.
No.
You're just gonna mock.
I'm gonna be helpful in one space. That's it. Where
I am currently.
No,
Okay. Do I need to leave?
No.
Should I leave?
I'm not telling you.
I'm just doing it wrong? All right.
I didn't say that.
Is it a gimmick fight? It's a gimmick fight.
I said you're approaching it wrong.
I'm approaching it wrong. Yeah. Which
However that means.
I'm taking as like I need to stop going in the direction that I'm going to get there. Like I need to go to a different direction. You know what I mean? Dark Souls.
Well, yeah, we got stories and such.
We do. We got guys in like 2 weeks. The Two Penny Game Club's coming back with some Dark Souls reviews. So make sure you keep that. Hopefully we'll have something else exciting also happening at that same time. But make sure you subscribe for that. Connor, this is of course the Two Penny Gamescast, where each week you and I come together and we talk about the nerdy news that the people need to know. We bring to them two topics, two pennies, if you will, and we give you our 2 cents on them. Make sure you drop down in the comments below your own 2 pennies, any topics that you wish we had discussed, any questions you have for us, or just some observations that you've made either about what we're talking about or just games in general. Just give us something cool in the comments to talk about. I will say, I looked through the comments this week, and it was either A, people still mad about me asking questions about Kingdom Hearts, which is ridiculous, guys. If you want someone to be in your fandom, don't fucking trivialize them for not knowing information, all right? Or 2, it was these fucking bootlickers, Connor. These goddamn bootlickers in that Shroud video talking about how we are foolish for calling Shroud stupid and criticizing the use of generative AI in Arc Raiders. Listen, motherfuckers, I understand that it's only for the fucking voice chat. The fact it's in the game at all is why I'm choosing not to play it, because generative AI is a goddamn cancer on art. Period. Hands down. And we are losing workers by the literal thousands because you fuckers are spineless and can't take a stand when the people need you most.
The issue is the argument he specifically used was like, well, they can use their like in-game character voices or something akin to that, where it's like, congratulations. It's all about,
your game chat turns into the character. Who fucking cares? Who wants that?
There are people out there, specifically on PC, who go through the legwork of getting voice mods. Those people deserve to be respected, not the person that just is lazy and doesn't want to do that, but they just don't care as long as an AI system benefits them in any meaningless, because it is ultimately meaningless, way they want.
And here's the real thing.
That's all they care about.
Here's the real thing.
And the fact that you went after Shroud, Tavin. You shouldn't have gone after Shroud.
I shouldn't have gone after Shroud, even though he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But, I shouldn't have gone after... And I wasn't even mean. I was very cordial.
But that's the people who are... the Shroud fans, the ones who
my perspective, and this is why they can only talk about the AI, Connor, because they know they can't pin me on what the video was actually about. They can't pin me on what the video was actually about. Because if they go after that, they know I'm right. Because of course I am. It's fucking me. Goddamn losers, get educated.
But Arc Raiders is the big multiplayer event of the year.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's see where it is in a year, okay? Let's see where it is in a year. I've been doing this for too goddamn long to know that the new multiplayer hotness of the fucking month is like gonna be relevant in 3 to 5 years, okay? Whoop-de-fucking-do. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Apex Legends really still a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? Hey, how was X Defiant, you fucking losers? Fucking opened up and shut down in the same year.
Well, Arc Raiders
I liked
that
Concord,
fate,
though.
but
Concord was fun.
yeah, and then maybe not the best time to bring up that insult of X Defiant, huh?
Connor, I'm such a good troll.
Well, that's because it's not as any troll does. They don't fully.
And watch, I'll say it in that TikTok.
Trolling.
I'm gonna break that out into a TikTok and watch the first comment. God, he lost me when he said Concord. What an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Well,
oh, frankly, you want to judge
Concord?
You want to judge Arc Raiders, but you supported Concord? What are you, fucking stupid?
It didn't have AI. That's the only benefit
you fucking
I can say about that.
Libtard. I bet your wife's boyfriend treats her better than you.
You used a slur right there, Tavin. Not on YouTube.
What did I say?
Lib. The other part of that word. Come on, man.
Oh, well, you know.
I mean, you're right. I usually wouldn't entirely stand behind you on these kinds of things, Tavin, because you're an aggravating guy on the internet. You know that you're just an aggravating guy. But in this point, those people are just kind of pathetic in their own special kind of way.
What was the comment that was left on like the FromSoft video from like 2 years ago? It was like our first like big viral moment, and it was my favorite comment. It's still my favorite comment, but I don't remember it word for word anymore. Where he says, I mean, he's right, but he's being obnoxious about it.
Yeah. That's you all the time, Tavin.
All the time. I love it. Anyways, so, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to not continue licking the boot of your corporate overlords and get generative AI into an art-based medium, okay, yeah, you're real smart. And here's the thing. I didn't even get to say this. With these fucking corporate fucks who are trying to penny pinch the shit out of us, all right? And their willingness to just fire half their workforce and replace it with AI so that they don't have to pay those people's salaries anymore. Listen, if you give them an inch, they will take if you give them an inch, they will take a mile, okay? Listen, I understand that there are aspects of AI that are cool. And yeah, I would like some of those aspects to be in the video games as well. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Take a stand, draw a line in the sand, and stop it now. Because that shit needs to go. It will kill art.
Well, the issue with what you're talking about and actually affecting that is, as you saw in that video, it's for the most part of the consumer doesn't really get impacted by AI, except that their experience might become more fun.
Yeah.
As long as they integrate it intelligently and it's not so obviously AI. And so a lot of people just stop caring at that point. Yeah, that's kind of where a lot of people concern themselves with as far as AI goes.
And what's crazy, that video is not about AI. The AI part is 2 sentences. Phil says a thing, I say a thing, and then we move on. Yeah. And that's it. It's 2 sentences. 3 if you want to get real nitpicky because Phil catches me off guard and I go, oh yeah, you're right about that thing. But it's really just 2 sentences about it. And it's a 7-minute video about the Game Awards. But nobody wants to talk about that. We want to talk about that, and we're going to talk about it at the end of this episode. We're going to bring Phil in here, and we're going to react to all the nominations at the Game Awards. But Connor, of course, this is the Two Penny Gamescast. You can catch us recording this show every week, Monday afternoons, twitch.tv/TwoPennyGames. And if you can't catch us live, that's A-OK. You can catch us over at youtube.com/@TwoPennyGamescast. I haven't said Gamescast in the URL in a while. youtube.com/@TwoPennyGames. Or mainstream podcast services of your choice. Just look up the Two Penny Gamescast on those, and you can find us right there every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Central Time. I mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention it again. We got like 2 weeks. 2 weeks until our Dark Souls review. So make sure you check that out. But if you don't want to wait 2 weeks for the latest and greatest reviews from Two Penny Games, we got you. We got you. We're putting in the overtime this week. We recorded not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different videos today That is more than we usually do because these are hour-long plus recordings. And there is a brand new Dispatch review live on the YouTube channel right now. Please go subscribe. Please go check out that video. There is a clear mark where we say, hey, we're going to jump into spoiler territory. So the first 20 minutes or so is spoiler-free, just our thoughts on the game. All right? And it's great content. You should go check that out. There's a range of opinions on the game, which is rare because we don't normally have like a crazy range. I wouldn't call this a crazy range, but we have a range of opinions on the game and different facets of it, which I think make for really interesting conversation. So make sure you check that out, youtube.com/@TwoPennyGames. Dispatch. And then there's like a 40-minute spoiler talk. If you've played and beaten Dispatch, you'll get a kick out of that as well.
As far as the range of conversation being diverse, the scoring was not. But go watch that and find out.
There was one score difference. It was by 1 point,
Yeah.
But was it up? Was it down? And who did it? Was it the guy who usually overscores things because he likes it? Maybe.
You?
No. Connor.
Power Wash Simulator 2?
Connor, we've already talked about it. We've already covered it in this episode, Connor. My opinions are always right. All right?
Mm-hmm. Except for when they're not.
Do I want to do a review for Power Wash Simulator 2? You know?
It's all
nobody will watch it. Nobody will watch it.
But it's about the soul of what video games are. And that includes Power Wash Simulator.
Power Wash Simulator 2, baby, game of the year, 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece.
Yes, and the one that you partake in a Tik Tok brain rot to be able to play that game effectively.
So good, Connor. I watched 4 seasons of The Rookie, Connor. I watched 4 seasons of The Rookie and like 4 Batman movies, man. It was great.
This guy's never seen Sopranos. He's never seen The Wire. I haven't seen The Wire either. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Probably won't either. You know what I mean? Too many games to play.
Mm-hmm.
Connor, why would I watch The Sopranos? Why would I watch The Sopranos when I could fucking play a video game? You know?
Why would you watch The Rookie? If you're not gonna watch them at all, might as well do quality.
It's slop. I don't gotta pay attention to it. I'm gonna think about it because I'm paying attention to the power washing, Connor. Power washing.
That's why Sopranos.
Connor, here's the thing. I'm gonna say something that's now gonna piss you off. Okay? Dark Souls, decent podcast game. Super decent podcast game. I'm listening to podcasts, playing Dark Souls. It's not a problem.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know?
I
only turn the podcast off when I'm like looking in my inventory to like adjust my build or when I'm in a boss fight. It's the only time I turn it off. It's like 70% of the game you're not doing that, you know?
Maybe that's why you've had such a hard time, Tavin. Maybe you're distracted.
No, because
the enemy's around the corner.
Let me amend my statement. The first time I explore an area, no podcast. Mm-hmm. I gotta focus. I gotta pay attention. You know. But when I know the route, you know what I mean. When I'm just stuck at an area where I'm like, it's just these fuckers are killing me a bunch. I'm like, all right, let me throw something on. Let me get my ears stimulated here because the fucking sound mixing in this game is goddamn terrible.
Well,
I'm giving away the review, Connor.
It's not every single moment of that game that you have a podcast on or a show on, so that's okay. It's okay enough.
You're right, because Power Wash Simulator 2 is a better game because it allows me to enjoy multiple things and have peak enjoyment at all times, you know?
Sounds like an inferior game.
I'm just saying, Power Wash Simulator 2 has never made me turn the game off. I've never wanted to turn the game off. You know the difference?
Because it jerks you off. And you can't leave from work, so you can't leave from this job either. It's the same thing. When you go to a job, when you do any kind of labor, you outsource your labor, aka work a job, you're going to do the job till it's complete. Power Wash Simulator is just a job.
Well, it's just the type of guy I am, Connor. I've got integrity, you know? When a job needs to get done, I get it done. Connor, we are ranting way too long for an episode that already has 50 minutes at the end of it. Like,
let's get on that.
We gotta get moving on, all right? Nearly 14 minutes into the episode. Let's talk about topic number 1. This is going to be my first penny of the day. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't fully know how to approach this because I'm not the tech guy. Neither of us really are tech guys. But this is very, very important, and we need to talk about it. Valve has announced a new console. The Steam Machine has been announced. This is a brand new video game console released by Valve, the owners of Steam, the biggest digital video game storefront in the market. And this is really, honestly, really, really cool. Now, I say it's a video game console. It's a PC. It's a pre-built PC, shrunken down and placed and marketed to console players, is what it is. right? So it's worth saying from the Steam store page, with over 6 times the horsepower of a Steam Deck, the Steam Machine has the power to play your whole Steam library, including your favorite AAA titles. Just sign in with your Steam account, and your entire library is there. It's got pre-built Steam OS built into it. It is very small. It's very, very, very small, very compact. They have a little graphic where they're like, you can hide it behind a banana. And I'm like, oh, this is a small machine.
Yeah.
And when you look at the pictures of it or the videos of it, yeah, it's tiny. It's like the size of like a little speaker box, like basically, which is really great. Cool and quiet. I/O for days. Ready for peripherals. CPU and GPU 4K gaming at 60 FPS with FSR. Storage available in 2 storage sizes, 512 gigabytes and 2 terabytes. Connectivity Wi-Fi 6E plus Bluetooth. No power, no giant brick. The Steam Machine's power supply is built right in. Wow, that is a wonder in engineering. What they've done with this,
it really
for the amount of power that you're getting, which is like about equivalent to a PlayStation 5, maybe a touch under it. Maybe a touch underneath the PlayStation 5, but it's about there. I mean, the Steam Deck plays Resident Evil 4 Remake pretty well. There's some screen tearing and frame rate drops and so forth. So for this to be 6 times the power of that, you're looking at about a PlayStation 5, about an Xbox Series X, So that's quite impressive. They've shrunk it down. What's the biggest complaint about the new modern consoles, Connor?
They're too big.
They're too big. Exactly. This guy's small, and it's customizable. There's an LED light on the front that you can code in what you want it to do, whether it like has a design or different colors or anything. You do that. The faceplate comes off. You can replace it with something else so that it can match your TV stand or your aesthetic of the room a little bit better, which is great. And they're making it very clear when games are Steam Machine verified. This is the thing. When your games come to Steam, you also have to check the box as a developer of like, is it Steam Deck verified? Is it going to work on the Steam Deck? And there's testing for that. Same thing with the Steam Machine. You can talk to anybody in this industry, and they all go, yeah, when you put out a game, there is a race to get it Steam Deck verified because the people. Steam Deck, not everybody in the world has a Steam Deck, but the people who do have it buy games and play games on their Steam Deck,
And one of the really cool feature about this is I remember when I bought my PC. Now, I love PCs for a lot more than just video games, but I vividly remember the moment I was like,
porn.
No. No. But when I first bought it,
he's saving face. He's a little fucking pervert.
I actually don't do that. My tastes are not in that realm, Tavin. I read the stuff. Okay, I read it.
You got this. We've never talked about this. You got a little literotica, Connor? I didn't know that.
No, hentai. Like hentai, yes. I don't watch it, and I don't even do it that much either. It's not. I am thankful in the sense that I'm not a porn addict. I'm not this guy who goes around. I'm like, I got to watch my porn for the day. I really got to watch it. I don't do it that much. And when it comes down to it, the animations, they can look really weird and awkward. The art style doesn't transition well. When those hentai, the manga, what are they fucking called? Doujins. But they're so much more artistically made. Truly amazing content that can be there. But very much like the internet,
the Steam Machine.
Computers are able to play those things well, among other things. But when I first got it, it was solely because I wanted to play Steam games. I wanted to play the games that I'd never had as much access to as I once did. This is before they really started transitioning games that would usually be only on PC to consoles. So it was my main method of playing games that I otherwise would never get my hands on. And I have a feeling there's a lot of other people who are that exact same way that are solely bulking at the fact of getting a whole PC. I don't think we have a price for this yet. I haven't seen it yet.
No price, no date. It's also worth noting it comes with a, I don't know if it comes with or like there's an option to also buy VR controllers and a headset that I think it's one of those headsets that you put your phone in and your phone becomes the VR screen. I think that's what it is.
That was.
I could be wrong. I don't want to. I'm trying to find where that is actually said.
Steam frame is down at the bottom. I don't know if the Steam frame is the difference from the VR or it is the phone that you just put in there. No, it looks like VR.
Is it the screen?
This looks like it.
I don't see what you're talking about.
Because down there, if you go down further, it'll say like what it's like powered by Steam, optimized for gaming in any form. And it says Steam Deck controller. And the frame, I'm on their page, and because I don't remember this.
They have a really good video out, a really good marketing video out, like introducing the idea and so forth like this. So no price, no date, but
nope.
You can expect this is going to be pricey. All right, this is a pre-built PC, and it's got some chonkiness. It's got a little bit of horsepower behind it.
Yeah.
So you can expect this to be quite pricey. Ideally, Connor, I think $750 would be very appropriate, especially if they're trying to be competitive. Which, if there was ever a time to be competitive, now is the time, because you've got Xbox seemingly going out the window, right? You've got Switch never being the powerhouse, right? Nintendo never being the powerhouse guy. And then now you've got PlayStation, who is also putting your stuff on, or their stuff on your thing, though there's some rumors going around that maybe their PlayStation's going to stop doing that. So, like, really, when you're in this conversation and you're talking power and you're talking utility, you're only fighting the PlayStation 5. And that's a fight to fucking fight. Let me tell you what, the PlayStation, they've got their fucking hands on this console market really well.
Here's the issue with that comparison. I mean, not with the comparison itself, more so why this works so well is one of the criticisms people have is there's not really PlayStation 5 dedicated games. There's not all that much. You can play them elsewhere. Maybe you're on the Xbox. Very likely it's on PC.
Year later, and it often comes to PC and doesn't work as well.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing where the Steam Deck, how many games can you only play on a computer? A ton of
Quite a few.
Yeah. So it's kind of for those people that maybe haven't jumped onto the PC space. I can see them looking at this and saying, "Well, now I can get my console that plays exclusive stuff, and I don't have to pay for a PC."
I mean, is that really that true anymore? Like
I don't know.
2012, yeah, 100%. But like now, I mean, I feel like if it comes to PC, they usually do a pretty good job of getting it everywhere.
I'm just thinking of a lot of like the smaller games, the ones that don't make like a big enough splash to have that kind of effort put onto it.
You'd be looking at like I think a lot of the games that like pop off in like the streaming communities for like a month or whatever. Like when they pop off, they're usually only PC exclusive. Like Peak this year, I think Formula One. A bunch of those types of games.
Fall Guys was at the time. Wasn't that
originally
Fall
Guys launched on PlayStation same day, I'm pretty sure. Among Us came much later to consoles. So it's just kind of like a mix of all of these different things. It's a thing, but undeniably there is Steam is the biggest and the best digital storefront for video games out there. So this is a really strong move. This is a very strong move.
It is.
And if they can just do it at a competitive price, Connor, I think $750. Here's the thing: if they can hit $700 for the 512 and like $800 for the 2 terabyte, I think that's fairly competitive. I think that's a fairly competitive thing.
I'm thinking in the $600 range. Reasonable. No. There's a reason for that. I'm not saying it's going to be. Yours number seems way more accurate, mainly because you've seen console prices increase mainly on the Xbox side, also some PlayStation consoles, Nintendo ones. The market conditions.
I take it back. If they wanted to be really competitive and were okay with taking a loss on every console sold, the 512 gigabytes, I could see that going for $650.
Well, that's actually, I guess that kind of factors into one of the really cool features I find, which is even if you get it that way, it has expandable storage, micro SD that you can put in. So you're right. Someone might be fine with just getting a 512 gigabyte, knowing they can get it up to 1 terabyte or beyond that
when they need to.
Yeah, it's just market conditions and how volatile it is. I think your original price point seems like they just kind of out of necessity would need to do that. Even if I think the 600 price range, even for something like the lower cost, the 512 gigabyte model would just be kind of preferable.
And that's me being optimistic and saying they want to be heavily competitive, which I think they should. I think if they can get that price, if they're okay with taking loss on every console sold, which I would hope they would be, because they make so much money over Steam. Like they make so much money because of Steam. So if they're okay with taking a loss financially over the Steam machine, which is hopeful, I understand, and not very likely, then I think they can be heavily competitive in that, But if that's not so much the case, and with market conditions and shifting and tariffs and all these things, guys, we should be looking at $1,000, probably $1,200.
But that would be to kind of defeat the point, because there's so many PCs that are easily accessible at that level that it's just, at that point, it's like, why would you get?
I mean, that's what it is, Connor. It's a PC. Like, it's not because they show in their video and they highlight it very clearly. They say, hey, this is a PC. You can run more than just video games on this. And then they cut to a guy using a 3D rendering thing, Blender, I think is what it's called or whatever. And then I think like they cut to another shot and someone's using Premiere or something like that.
I guess the people who hadn't really, because it's obviously not going to be as expensive as an actual like full PC. At least I don't believe that it's going to be as much of a PC as they say.
I disagree. I think it's a full blown PC.
You think it is?
Yeah.
I just wonder how it's going to perform.
It's a pre-built PC that they've shrunken down as small as they can get, and they've said Steam is the main purpose of this machine.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who just kind of are less tech savvy than us would just say, oh, I want to play Steam games. Here's the Steam machine. I'll go and do that. Yeah. But I just can't help it, in my mind at least, of course, because I think about this a little bit more, can't help but think people would just have to start at that point weighing buying a pre-built PC than this thing that might just cost more, depending on what it goes for. Because one thing that's strange to me, and I get they have reasonings for it, is they brag that there's no giant brick. The Steam machine's power supply is built right in. Wouldn't they be able to do more with it if they did have an external power supply, and you wouldn't really lose out on a lot of
not necessarily it would
people buying it?
It would just be smaller, or it would just be smaller.
Oh, okay.
And we're already real small,
I'm not a tech guy. If you couldn't tell.
I think it's because they didn't shoot for the moon on the technology side of things. They gave us a powerful console, or they gave us a powerful machine, I should say, and they put it in so that they can cut things like the power brick, because they're aiming for. I think it's clear they're not aiming for the casual here, but they're aiming for a little bit more than just the hardcore enthusiast. I think they want the gamers, like. You know what I mean? That like middle ground of like, I play video games. I buy minimum 2 games a year, Mm-hmm. Like I play a Call of Duty every year. I play this, but I also play every game that pops off in the streaming community. Every big multiplayer game that comes out, I play. They want those guys, and I think it's a very smart choice, because I think a lot of people don't like to play computer games at a desk. I understand you can work your room to where you can just easily switch to a TV and then go lie in bed or sit on the couch or anything like that. But I think there's a lot of people who like just go, nah, the computer's at the desk. I don't want to lug it around. I don't want to move it around. It's in a separate room, and I still want to play games on the couch. And I would rather have Steam than any other storefront, because all of my games are here. When Phil Spencer went on the Kind of Funny Xcast at the time and said we lost the most important generation to lose, it's because everybody started building their digital libraries. Steam was there from the beginning. Steam started it, And so look at how much backlog people have. Even I, who does not spend a lot of time on PC gaming, I looked at my Steam library recently and I went, holy shit, I've got a lot of games. And I haven't done that much, You
collect them.
It just happens. I can't remember the last time I bought a game on Steam, but it was Chrono Trigger, because I was like, I wanted to play Chrono Trigger, and so I bought it. What was that? 3 months ago. It was when we were reviewing Demon Souls, so whenever that was. Do the math. So I just think I think they've hit like a really smart market. They've hit a selection of people who are not afraid to drop a little bit of money on this and commit to it, right? So they're not getting the first timers. These are people with experience. But if they want to be competitive, right? They don't, and they can get that price down. It frees them from the shackles of the hardcore enthusiast, which is where I think currently the Steam Deck lies, and things like the ROG Ally lie. Like those are for the hardcore enthusiasts who have the money. You and I, Connor, are hardcore enthusiasts, but we don't have the money, and we're also not like having the high tech stuff doesn't really work for us, like we're just not those guys. But if I had the money for a Steam Deck to just throw around, I would do that, right? I'm currently waiting for a Steam Deck 2.0 to happen, and then I'm gonna make a case off of that. When the Xbox Ally X was announced, I was like, oh fuck yeah, I want that. And then the price came out and I was like, can't do it. Sorry. I want to, but I can't. But for the people who they can't afford these things. And if the Steam machine, if they can just fucking get that price to just a nice $750, still expensive, but more reasonable. If they can keep it not even just sub 1,000, if they can keep it sub 900, fucking hit a sweet spot. You know what I mean? Will they? I don't believe they will. I believe this thing is going to be minimum $900.
I'm looking forward to how it performs. I hope it does well, because this is a really cool idea.
This is exciting. This is the first time I've been like excited about a piece of technology like in a while. Where I'm like,
the only reason I wouldn't get it is because I got what I need already.
And that's totally valid. But I mean, Connor, every week you lug your not so much anymore, but you used to every week lug your PC out into the living room and had to hook it up to play your game. Fucking, this is a machine that you and I could see going, hey, you just want to go halvesies on this and then stick it in the living room and then we can just play it whenever the fuck we want. This is the type of machine that makes sense for that, because it would not be our main machine, but we're the level of gamers that have more than just one machine. You know what I mean?
I'm not opposed to that idea now that you said it. That's
I'm saying, my boy,
Yeah, easy.
My relationship fell apart and I don't know what I'm doing in the next 5 years. So, hey, man, you want to be roomies for the next couple of years? Let's get a Steam machine,
I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself. I'm not really going to.
Are these my inner thoughts that you're personifying? Is that what's happening?
My inner thoughts.
Oh, your inner thoughts. Oh, because you have to live with me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
going
Connor,
to now.
Connor, you'll have a Steam machine now.
I hate my life. You gotta keep it there, Connor. Good dog.
Connor, you gotta live long enough to go halvesies on a Steam machine. Anyways,
I can give you that promise.
And I said no release date. They have given us a window, early 2026.
That means nothing. They could change that in a
no, it means something. It means it's not coming this year. It's not happening for Christmas. You know what I mean?
They don't give me Half-Life 3, Portal 3. They have that whole issue going on. They can't be trusted.
Connor, but that brings up the next question. This is just a small pre-built PC, right? But they're marketing it to console gamers. And they're marketing it as if it is a console, right? Mm-hmm. Consoles have launch titles. Or at least launch window titles. So now we need to have a conversation, Connor. Does the Steam machine come with a launch title? Is it Half-Life 3? Is it Portal 3? Is it a Team Fortress 3? Is it time for Valve to get off their ass and make a video game?
Sounds nice. I don't think it's going to be, no.
I agree. I agree. I think and here's the thing. I think I've seen a lot of talk in the gaming space about a potential Half-Life 3. The rumor mill has been circulating once again, which is strange because it stopped for a long time. The Half-Life 3 talk stopped. We stopped having the talk about Half-Life 3. I've seen in the last 6 months to a year that talk start back up again. And I'm going, why? Why? Somebody knows something. There's rumors afoot. Somebody knows something. It was weird. Something might be. Have you seen this too? These conversations?
No, yeah, I have. No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was strange because I thought it was actually news dropped at first, and then I looked further and I was like, oh
no. And so now I'm sitting here, Connor, and I'm going, wait, do these motherfucking industry insiders, do they know something? Do they know? Is there a Half-Life 3 in development? And I go, okay, cool. But then now I ask you, Connor, when the fuck did Half-Life 2 Episode 2 come out?
A while
2004?
ago. And a lot of the people died. The director left. It's not looking good.
Guys,
logically.
It's been 20 years. All right? Is Half-Life 3 even an interesting thing to people anymore? Is that a draw? Is that a console seller, Half-Life 3? Now, before you shoot off in the comments and say, Tavin, of fucking course it is. It's Half-Life 3. We've been waiting for 20 years for it. I respond back to you, who has been waiting 20 years for it? Gamers 35 and up? 35 and up gamers have been waiting 20 years for Half-Life 3. Connor, have you played Half-Life?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh, the first one.
Any of it?
Oh, no, I haven't played the first one. I played 2.
Half-Life 2, Episode 1, and Episode 2?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. Great thing. Okay, So you've played it. I've played Half-Life 2 all the way through. But we have a lot of people in our circle who have not played it. So we are in our late 20s now. Ugh. We're in our late 20s now. And there's a lot of people in our generation who do not know anything about Half-Life, right? There are at least 2 generations younger than us of gamers who know jack shit about Half-Life. Who the fuck is going to buy this?
It's too culturally a thing for people not to already like want to latch on to it at the very least.
Is it? Because the memes died at least 10 years ago.
But definitely not 10 years ago. I saw it really drop off when the like director left Valve or some high up position like that.
When was
the team's
that?
basically entirely gone. That was like recently.
No, Connor, I'm going to say at least
2015.
At least 2015.
Maybe when it started dying down, but it was still going on. It was always there.
Especially after Half-Life Alyx, people went, it's over.
That would make sense, yeah. But even still, I think that it does have some weight to it. A pretty great deal.
We'll see. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't think Half-Life 3 is as much of a big draw as people want it to be. Now, don't get me wrong. When it's gonna get announced, it's gonna go trend on Twitter, and every headline is gonna be like Half-Life 3 finally announced, coming XYZ, yada yada yada. Everybody's gonna pretend like it's this big fucking thing, right? And it'll come out, and it'll be the fastest selling Half-Life game of all time. All right, it'll be the biggest selling Half-Life game of all time. 6 months later, we're all gonna be like, yeah, Half-Life 3, that was cool.
It's you, dude. You're being too Debbie Downery on this.
Maybe I am. I'm open to being wrong on this. I don't think the people care anymore.
Time for us to find out. I hope we find out now. Well, I've always wanted to find out, but
Connor, it's also time to find out how people are working on the other side of the playing field. That's right. The developers, the developing side of things are taking a stand. And that brings us to topic number 2, your first penny of the day. Go ahead and take it away, my friend.
Yes. Over 200 Rockstar employees sign open letter decrying union busting following lawsuit announcement. More than 200 employees at Grand Theft Auto developer Rockstar pen an open letter in response to the firing of over 30 co-workers, calling for them to be, quote, immediately reinstated, end quote. The open letter comes a day after the Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, IWGB, issued a legal claim against the company for union busting, as it claims the fired workers were either part of a union or planning on joining one. Quote, we are representing employees who were dismissed by Rockstar Games in circumstances that we believe amount to victimization and collective dismissal linked to trade union activity, writes the IWGB's legal team. Despite our representation and attempts to meet with Rockstar to resolve this matter through negotiation, Rockstar have declined and persisted to terminate members of the union in a manner that is unacceptable and unlawful. Accordingly, we have now issued formal legal claims against Rockstar on behalf of the claimants. Quote, continuing the quote, our members allege that Rockstar's conduct constitutes trade union victimization and blacklisting, end quote. The fired employees are members of a private Discord chat room that Rockstar claims was used to share confidential information in the presence of outside parties in a case of, quote, gross misconduct, end quote. Although specifics of what information was shared remains unclear. Rockstar's highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6 encountered another delay, this time from the month of May to November in 2025, the week after the firings took place, at its studios in Canada and the UK. So, a little bit of a continuation from the story. I remember talking last week about how the best course of action for the IWGB, I hope I'm not just remembering things differently now that this came to pass, that the best option was to move forward with it legally. Because if all of this happened in a chat room where you have the evidence, I would assume, still available to look at, and there wasn't any confidential information shown, it was all above board, well, it ideally, conceptually, should be pretty easy to get it in front of a court of law and clearly show that Rockstar is just using this as some excuse to prevent unions from forming. And it seems like that's what they're going with. I mean, Rockstar doesn't yet seem to be balking. I'm interested to see what their response is going to be. If they're going to, puff up their chest and say, yeah, we're taking you to court. We'll deal with this, especially because it is Rockstar / Take-Two Interactive. They got tons of money on their team. I'm assuming they have a pretty strong legal team. But again, the truth matters more than, at least ideally, conceptually. I think I said that twice. It matters more of how the court's going to proceed, because very often they do side with the corporations. They have the most power. And so you would think that they're fighting an uphill battle. But again, this isn't in the U.S., so I mean, I don't know how the courts operate in the UK. I would assume pretty similarly to the US, but who knows? I'm more interested to see how Rockstar reacts, because that'll show how confident they are in actually taking this to court, or they'll just acquiesce and hire these people back and try to make union busting attempts be a little bit more subtle. Because this, I don't know. Of course, with how everything has gone in the industry, I believe the union and the workers that nothing wrong was really going on here, and that Rockstar just is trying to make it so where they can make as much money as possible in the what you call it, the calm before the storm before GTA 6 releases.
Sure. Yeah. I want to take our attention to the chat where Phil Shu jumps in, because I texted him. I said, "Man, you're missing out because we are killing this episode. All right, we're having a great episode, Connor."
Jerk off. You're jerk off, loser.
Fucking Phil, come on, bro. Yeah, you're trying to jump in, be a part of the party, man. It's coming off real needy. All right, you're real FOMO. The stench of FOMO is on you. Okay, and so I think maybe if you wanted to be here, you would have been here. All right, that's all I got to say on that. Now back to Rockstar. Connor, you nailed it on the head here.
FOMO, anxiety that an exciting or interesting event may currently be happening elsewhere, often aroused by posts seen on social media. So that's what that means. Okay.
What?
FOMO.
Yeah, fear of missing out.
That's what that means. I never know. I heard it so many times, but I was like, I don't know what that means. So now I do.
Connor, come on, bro. Sometimes I just sit back and I go, how have you made it this far? Like, how are you at this level? You're 27 years old. 27, 28? 28.
Oh, keep guessing, buddy.
Connor, we're
keep guessing. I just said keep guessing.
We're born in the same year. We're past your birthday, so you must be 28.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You're 28 years old. How the fuck do you miss out on these things that are just like commonly held things? All right. Listen, Jesus Christ.
I'll keep doing it. I bet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were sitting in an IHOP. All right, and the Waterfalls comes on, and by TLC's Waterfalls comes on, and Connor looks to me dead ass serious and goes, "Is this SZA?" No, fucking this song came out decades before SZA was even a thing.
See, the problem with that moment was I thought it was SZA. The problem wasn't that I knew some song that only matters to people that listen to boring music like you do. And so when it comes down to it, who cares about whether Paradise Waterfall, the one you couldn't even remember the name of, by the way.
Boring music, TLC's Waterfall is boring.
Yeah. Because everybody just likes things because they're expected to like it because it's popular. Like your reaction of
no, they like it because it's a classic song and it's fucking awesome.
It's awesome. It's a song that sounds like a lot of other songs out there, like Beyonce.
Maybe Connor, you're inviting trouble that we don't want on this channel. Okay?
See,
you're inviting trouble we don't want on this channel. All right.
The best part about
Beehive
music,
must be respected, Connor.
People's Beyonce seems like a great person, but the great thing about music is that other people's opinions is really completely useless. It doesn't matter whether you like. What matters is whether you like a song, and that's it. Someone's opinion on it, whether it has a proper iambic pentameter or whatever people who like music talk about, it's irrelevant. Sounds good is good.
This is Connor Elliott speaking, and only Connor Elliott speaking.
Of course it's only me speaking.
He is only representing his own opinion, not his opinion of TwoPennyGames or its co-hosts. Only him, and specifically him. So if you have any anger, maybe you should just go find his Twitter account and go bother him on that. You know what I mean?
Find it. I'll give it to you. Wait 1 second.
Okay, well, while you're doing that and before you give it out, Rockstar, listen, it sounds really suspicious what happened. We covered this last week. It sounds very suspicious firing these employees over what seemed to be very basic stuff, and it feels union busty to me. So I'm very glad that they're taking action. I'm very glad that they're standing up for themselves and for what's right here. And I really do hope that this ends up with the best possible outcome for everyone involved. All right, that's what I'm hoping here. Because
as do I.
Not that I think that this story will affect the sales or impact or legacy of Grand Theft Auto 6. Of course, it won't affect it in the slightest. But it's just so frustrating that with every cool thing in this industry, there's also this dark side that must be addressed. And if you don't address it, then I've got a moral issue with how you cover your games, right? Like, you need to address the mass layoffs. You need to address the work crunch culture, right? These things need to be addressed. And this is a thing that it's like, hey, when GTA 6 comes out, we don't want this dark cloud of like, oh, Rockstar doesn't respect their employees and went at every angle to upend their lives and like fired. Was it 30 employees that got
30,
fired?
yeah. I think specifically it was like 31 or 2.
Yeah. In an attempt to union bust. So these people are talking to people who represent them in order to improve the quality of work life at the studio, which is very frustrating. And of course, we've got a long history. I say long. It's probably long, but we most recently have a history of Rockstar really leaning into crunch culture, really leaning into having a culture at the dev studios that is not healthy for its developers. Speaking on Red Dead Redemption 2, the lead writer bragging about having 100+ hours, a week working on writing for Red Dead Redemption 2. And you don't need to tell me that something similar to that probably also happened for Grand Theft Auto 6 here, or is currently happening right now, rather, as we wait another calendar year for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out, if not more. And so, yeah, I just really hope that this story lands in a more applicable place, whether it's, hey, we've reinstated all 30 of our things and we've invited unions to come in and negotiate with us, and we're coming to the table to help improve this relationship, or it's like, hey, okay, we're gonna be dicks and we're not gonna hire them back, but here's a payout. Like, here's a big payout to, like, make amends, soften the blow, make it a little bit better. Just something better, because I don't want to get to the release of Grand Theft Auto 6 next year and be like, hey, cool, the game is what it is, but also remember that Rockstar has heavy crunch culture, fired people for talking to union reps, and just generally has really shitty, predatory business practices. I would like to knock one of those things off the list by this time next year.
With a standout case like this, it would seem like it'd be the one for something to give. But I don't know. Talking about games,
why do it's a self-inflicted wound? Why do this to yourself?
Yeah,
you don't need to do this.
Because the world's a dark place, Tavin. That's why. Which, by the way,
not as dark as fucking Dark Souls, though. Let me tell you what, man. Do they ever get the lighting down? Holy shit.
By the way, just because I can't be called out for it, it's at CONN _Elliott, ELLIOTT 117. Where did that number come from? You guess. Message me about
any famous characters associated with the number 117. I can't think of one.
Thought of one.
I can't think of one.
So come to my mentions.
Now, Connor, I inserted all that talk in between so that they would have stopped listening by now. I'm trying to.
Oh, they would have.
Oh,
I know, but I had to abide by my word. Look at that dog. Look, she wants your Spider-Man. She wants to give back shots to Spider-Man. That's the joke.
I mean, who doesn't? You know what I mean? Who doesn't? We got a strange energy here, and it's going to be very different when we cut to the fucking Game Awards. Moving on to topic number 3. Connor, this is going to be your final penny of the day. Go ahead, please take it away.
Ubisoft delays quarterly earnings call, temporarily ceases trading. Minutes before gaming publisher Ubisoft was set to hold its quarterly earnings report for its first half of the fiscal year 2025 to 2026, the company made the unusual decision to cancel its call and halt the trade of shares. An internal email verified by Video Games Chronicle, VGC, from CFO Frederic Duguet, Duguet, French people explain, was subsequently released to explain the company's decision in halting shares was to, quote, limit unnecessary speculation and market volatility during this short delay, end quote. Concluding. We know this is likely to raise questions and drive media coverage, concludes Duguet's email. I encourage you to listen to the conference call, which will be available via the investor section of our site just after the results are released so that you have a more detailed view of our earnings, end quote. Speculations quickly arose as to whether this foretells an acquisition by a larger party, or as Nico Partners analyst Daniel Ahmad theorizes, that it's simply for a logistical reason. His tweet reads, quote, yes, this could imply an acquisition of sorts, could also imply some accounting/financial issue. Just remember to freak the fuck out for the next few days and speculate as much as possible until they announce something. We will try and do that here in a second. Recent news involving Ubisoft concerns its studio Massive Entertainment, which introduced a, quote, voluntary career transition program, end quote, as an alternative to the consistent layoffs that have plagued the industry. Additionally, the company canned a U.S. Civil War Assassin's Creed game for being, as one employee puts it, quote, too political in a country too unstable to make it short, end quote. In other Assassin's Creed adjacent news, In Assassin's Creed adjacent news is what I should have wrote. Now, former franchise director and producer Mark Alexis Cote revealed he was pushed out of his role at Ubisoft, contradicting the official reason being that Cote left of his own accord. Control of the IP transitioned to Charlie Guillemot, son of Ubisoft president Yves Guillemot, alongside company veteran Christophe Durenz in their leadership roles at a new subsidiary, Vantage Studios. Quote, "The truth is simple. I did not make that choice," writes Cote in a LinkedIn post. Ubisoft decided to transfer the leadership of the Assassin's Creed franchise to someone closer to its new organizational structure. So, to take the wind out of the sail of the story, I think it's just an issue that they had, and they wanted to delay it to make sure
somebody doesn't have their paperwork right. Somebody fucked up some paperwork.
Because if it was an acquisition, you would think you'd heard. Obviously, Ubisoft has been in talks to
be
acquired
around
by somebody at multiple times, so that's why a lot of these theories started floating about. But just the way it played out, there was no precursor to this. It just all of a sudden was like, oh, they're canceling this earnings call. There was no mutterings or rumors that an acquisition was imminent. It was just about to break. And I mean, even I know Nico Partners usually are a lot more. They theorize a lot more when I see any kind of stuff from them. I've read Daniel Ahmad many times, and the fact that he's still just kind of like, please speculate for the sake of speculating, shows they don't even have anything that they perceive as being a justification for delaying this earnings call and halting shares. So I don't think it's much to speak about. Of course,
I mean, there's always Embracer in the last minute said, "Hey man, do you want $17 billion?" And they went, "Yeah, for sure, why not? Let's do it." You know,
while also being unable to keep Saber Interactive.
Saudi Arabia would probably be more accurate. It'd probably be more accurate for Saudi Arabia, but Saudi Arabia is currently like they're buying EA for what was it, $51 billion. Damn, how much is Ubisoft worth?
Well, that's the thing. This is all a part of, I mean, going to the EA story, for those of you that don't know, they're being acquired by some equity firms, one of them being owned by Jared Kushner, son-in-law of Donald Trump, but primarily it's being bought by the Saudi Arabian government with their investment fund, and they have a lot of moral complications that make it to where it's not such happy news. But the thing is, they've been constantly trying to expand themselves to basically depict a better version of Saudi Arabia because it has such bad PR. In fact, one of the ones that recently occurred is they're apparently ending their system that's resulted in a lot of modern-day slavery. I'll believe it when I see it, and you know how much that actually eliminates slavery in Saudi Arabia. But the point is, they would theoretically buy Ubisoft because they have the money to do it, and it's a part of what they're trying to do, which is invest in entertainment spaces to improve their own image.
Swooping in and getting EA and Ubisoft in the same year, that's fucking nuts.
Exactly. It would be. And
nuts.
It'd probably be profitable, especially because like EA, Ubisoft isn't, they're not in the best place. Assassin's Creed has been their main bread and butter, it seems. Well, that's not true. It's been outside of their usual like sports games and of course Battlefield 6 that just came out, but of course that was also in
You're confused. You put Assassin's Creed in this conversation, so I don't know.
Assassin's Creed. I'm fucking stupid. Let's stick to Ubisoft. Ubisoft.
That is Ubisoft. That's why I brought it up.
I know. Yeah, Assassin's Creed is their big thing, so it hasn't really been hitting as well as it should. We've heard the Division's coming back. Apparently, they seem to be putting a lot of eggs in that basket, though we've barely seen anything. Dude,
apparently they got 14 games cooking for the Division right now, but I can't get a goddamn Prince of Persia that's marketed well. What are we doing?
And they can't even get a remake of the original one out without it having to be redone. They couldn't get Skull and Bones out after years of development.
Oh my god, I forgot about Skull and Bones.
Yeah, they've been in an awful position, and so it makes sense that they look for just someone to end their suffering. But at the same time, you look at something like Vantage Studios, which is they're trying to revitalize Rainbow Six Siege, Assassin's Creed, and what was the other one? I can't remember it, but probably a sports game of some sort. Oh, Far Cry, yes. And it seems like if they would make such a big decision, they wouldn't all of a sudden also be like, well, someone buy us right now. But then again, they could make some irrational decision or plan for something and then have some better deal come along and be like, oh, wait, that makes us more money. And then jump onto that shit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a very Ubisoft thing to do.
I mean, this is the, like... It is undeniable that Ubisoft has incredibly valuable IPs and incredibly talented dev studios under their belt. Now, there's a huge, I would argue, huge mishandling of a lot of their studios, huge mishandling of a lot of their IPs. They cannot get a united vision together at all. And when they do these games, it takes them way too goddamn long to make them. Where the fuck is good Beyond Good and Evil 2? Fucking dead in the water, like I said it was when it was announced. Anyways. all of that to say, like, yeah, you can make some money by buying Ubisoft, but that's gonna come with a massive amount of layoffs and trouble. And like, if it were me, if I were the billionaire, Connor, if I were the billionaire, I wouldn't be, but if I was, I wouldn't see Ubisoft as a good investment. That's not a good investment. Like,
sure, yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, like, came with a huge wave of controversy. Every game that they've put out in the last 5 years has come with a huge wave of controversy. Many games have not been good, and the ones that have been good didn't sell. So what would I do with that on top of the incredible toxic workforce culture that they've got going on at a multitude of their studios? Yeah, no, I wouldn't touch Ubisoft with a 10-foot pole because it just sounds like a lot of money going in and not a lot coming out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But hey, more power to you. If it's Saudi Arabia and they're double dipping getting that EA and Ubisoft, that's a pretty goddamn good deal. Also, I would say Saudi Arabia, if they're swindling you for more than what it costs to buy EA, man, you got haggled. You got haggled real bad, bro. Like,
remember, they're in debt. They're going into debt for that deal too. So
I'm saying
it's kind of a risk reward for both.
I'm saying
well,
it's probably not them. It's probably like a 10 cent or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think we'll obviously see later, but I don't even think this is an acquisition. This is indicative.
I mean, I agree with you, but that's way less. That's way less fun.
Way less fun. Yeah, way
less fun. So yeah, it's more than likely is someone fucked up some paperwork somewhere, which probably means there's some money laundering happening somewhere as well. But
what?
I don't know. I'm just fucking. Someone's doing drug business or something.
I believe that.
The dog is doing a thing that I've never seen her do, where she's lying on the bathroom mat. I've never seen her do that,
She's bored. She got to lie somewhere.
She's so bored, dude. She's like, get off of the computer and take me out. So, that's what we're going to be working on. Connor, let's go ahead and move right on along to our final topic of the day, one that will double the length of this podcast. Let's bring young Phil Shoemaker into the chat. He can exit the chat, Connor, the live stream chat, and he can join the Discord chat right here. So very excited to bring Phil in, and let's go and react and then talk about the Video Game Awards nominations that went live earlier today. Let's do that right now. Say hello to the people, Phil Shoemaker.
Hello, it's me. I'm Phil.
He's here.
Game of the year.
Yippee!
I can't see him.
What are you talking about?
Oh, when I'm watching this video, only Tavin's face pops up and mine for some reason. So I can't see Tavin.
That's a you problem because I pulled the full video up and I still have our 3 boxes.
Oh God,
that's very fascinating, gentlemen. It's time. Very exciting time. It's been a very exciting year for video games, so I'm very interested to see what is going to happen here. Before we get started and before we jump into this, I want your individual Big Six, the prediction on the Big Six for Game of the Year. Phil, can I start with you?
Yeah, absolutely you can. I think we're all going to be pretty consistent with 3 of the guesses, and that's going to be Hades 2, Clear Obscure Expedition 33, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. And then where we might defer is just from the other 3. For me, I've got Donkey Kong Bonanza as number 4. I've got, Death Stranding 2, and Ghost of Yote.
Interesting. Connor, where are you at?
Well, as Phil said, it's going to be the case that Hollow Knight Silk Song, Clear Obscure, and Hades 2 are going to be there. So the other big 3, I would say, is Death Stranding 2. I feel like Kojima's got too much weight on that alone. And also, there was one of the higher rated games of the year. You know what? I'm going to be personal here and say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 because that deserves to be on the list by far. Besides that, though, I think it's going to be Ghost of Yote. But this has room to surprise me because there's lots of smaller games that it just really depends on whether they're going to allow them to have a nomination or not.
Connor, do me a favor for the edit. Pull your chair up, lean back in it, and then pull your mic towards you.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Centered. Pulled back.
Much better. Beautifully done. Gentlemen, I'm a lot like you. My prediction is exactly like Phil's. And of course, we have our 3, I think, easy locks, right? No dud locks. And that's the Claire Obscure, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Hades 2. Shout out to the indie teams holding it down this year and providing, honestly, all 3 of those games, generational games. Like, those 3 games are going to be in conversations when we've reached the end of the decade of like, man, what a year for those 3. On top of that, I think it's a probable Nintendo pick with Donkey Kong Bonanza. here is where I could see it going really any way. I think the biggest chance next up is Death Stranding 2, like you two have said. I think Kojima's too big of a name. I think it was one of the highest rated games of the year. It had a really big pop when it came out, but it's not alone in its really big pop. We have the recency bias of Ghost of Yotei, which was just a sequel, you know, a really good sequel, but just a sequel, so nothing like surprising here. I think Ghost of Yotei has the chance for that 6th slot, but coin flip it with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I do think it is going to go to Ghost of Yotei for that recency bias, you know, from when the votes were cast, which would have been much earlier this month or late last month, I imagine. I don't know, because I'm not part of that jury. So,
and the thing with the Kingdom Come Deliverance one is that that's what I would like to say it'd be on there, but I think it's more likely, if I was going to be more objective, would say Dispatch would replace that one, since it made such a big splash. Recency bias as well, there also if happens. People have been wanting those Telltale games for a while now, and they got them. And again, it made such a good reception.
I cannot stress or exaggerate how much I would love for that to be the case. But you got to think about the release cadence of it, and was all of it released before this deadline? And I don't think it was.
I think we're going to see a stiffing of Dispatch pretty much across the board, with the exception of maybe best performance.
Yeah,
maybe best narrative, but that's a reach too, just because of, like Phil said, the release schedule. You know, having the weekly drops of the 2 episodes week to week to week, which I think worked very well for the game, but you chose to release during award season, and you know you were really bumping up against that deadline there. So yeah, I don't expect Dispatch to be in there a lot, and I expect you Kingdom Come nerds to be very angry on Twitter when Kingdom Come Deliverance may or may not be nominated for as many games as you believe it should.
Well, that's just because people are very easily barriered to play games if it doesn't have a giant anthropomorphic monkey. Gorilla, my bad. Or a sequel. Like, if you don't have that going for... Oh, shit, it's a sequel.
It's a sequel.
If you don't have a well-established sequel, as much as like a Donkey Kong or a Ghost game, well, that's what's going to happen, you know? Hollow Knight? I mean, come on. That's a bigger name than Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, so it's a different thing when it comes to sequels, of course, because everyone knows that is a sequel.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
He's just so mad. He's so mad about the Donkey Kong, you know? What's funny is I think genuinely Connor would like Donkey Kong a good amount. Like, I don't think it would be like one of his favorites of the year or anything, but I think it would land in his bottom 5 of a top 10.
I think it'll hit at least your top 8.
Yeah, and I will be playing it before the year's up. I've actually been thinking recently about getting it.
He says he'll be playing it, you know.
Yeah.
He's been saying he's going to play Expedition for fucking 9 months now.
I have.
I'll tell you one thing. It certainly deserves more of your time than Mario Kart World.
I'll take your word on that, Phil.
I'll double down. You can skip that.
I was planning on it.
Mario Kart's good. It's just not as good as it should have been.
A free game, and I won't even play it.
That's
for right now.
To call
free
that
for you.
Free game.
Free.
It's $80 for anybody that didn't get the bundle, which is a staggering amount of people.
Gentlemen, that's still not free. You did pay for that game. Let's get into it, gentlemen.
If you got the bundle, you only paid. Was it $40?
$50.
$50. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Which is how much that game is worth.
Wow.
I don't know. When you got Hollow Knight Silksong and Expedition 33 and Hades 2 and Power Wash Simulator 2 in this mix, like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it was worth $50.
Where did Power Wash Simulator come from?
Yeah. Listen, man. These are just the facts. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and get into this video here. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
No one's gonna nominate that game.
Gentlemen, we got a 10-minute video here. 10-minute, 42 seconds of Jeff Keighley's The Game Awards nominee announcements. We're pulling straight from their YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and get into this bitch. I'm excited.
It's going to be so long-winded. It's going to be so much talking.
The formatting of your screen is so weird. It's like blocked off for me.
Hello, everybody. It's
Jeff
because
Keighley,
and
the
the
window.
Game Awards season is officially here.
Oh,
Leading
boy.
up to our live show streaming everywhere on Thursday, December 11th.
Jeff, looking good as
Welcome
always.
to our 2025
I like this
Global
graphics
Games
package in the
Announcement
back with the
Special.
flag.
Every year, we come together as a community to celebrate and, of course, debate the absolute best in video games. And, of course, also get a look at what's next from our industry's most talented creators. This year, there have been so many incredible games created and updated.
I also like the
Only
color
a
switch that
handful
they've done this
had the
year.
honor of being selected as
You care about
nominees
that?
for the
You
Game
watch
Awards by
that?
our
You care about the color
jurors.
Yeah, I
coordination?
care. Yes, Connor, I care about production. People put time and effort into it.
We reveal this year's nominees.
Bet the main show's gonna look.
category. And you
Yeah?
can help select the
December
winners by
11th.
voting at
December 11th.
thegameawards.com. All right, should we do it? Here's the first
What
category.
we're here for, Jeff.
For best performance, the nominees
Oh!
are
Time to find out about Dispatch.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Very nice.
Valid.
Charlie Cox for Claire
Wow.
Obscure
Valid.
Expedition 33.
Nah.
Erica Ishii
Valid.
for Ghost of
Valid.
Yote.
Valid as fuck.
Jennifer English for
Yes.
Claire Obscure
Oh my
Expedition
god,
33.
sweeping.
Konatsu Kato. for
Oh.
and
Heard she was great.
Troy Baker for Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, Indiana Jones, The Great Circle.
Dude, Aaron Paul got robbed,
Nominees
bro.
are
Even,
did.
Final
even
Fantasy 14.
like
Fortnite,
right away, we should have known.
Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals.
There's not gonna be
and
Dispatch. Yep.
No Man's Sky. For best mobile game, the nominees
Poor
are
Dispatch.
Destiny Rising,
they're-
Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble.
Ooh, Sonic Rumble? Oh, never
That's
mind.
gonna win.
Uma Musume.
Uma
Yeah, it
Musume.
will. It will.
This year's nominees for best art direction are Claire Obscure,
Yeah.
Expedition
Yeah.
33, Death Stranding 2,
Nice.
On the Beach, Ghost of Yote,
Nice.
Hades 2,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Hey, that's
Wow.
the game of the year.
No Donkey Kong.
Pulled up by Spotify.
It's Mario. Who cares?
No, it's not.
All the same.
It's not Mario.
Knight Silk Song.
So it looks like Mario.
Best score in music. I like it.
Okay, there we go.
For Claire Obscure,
Yup.
Let's go
Expedition
Claire Obscure
33,
here.
Toma Otoa for Ghost of
Ah,
Yote,
man, this is so
Good one
valid.
as well.
Woodkid and Ludwig Forsell.
Woodkid is one of the main ones.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Woodkid's like the main
Best
artist that
audio
you listen to
design
in the
nominees
game.
Are Battlefield 6.
Nice.
Claire
Always,
Obscure
yeah.
Expedition 33.
Okay.
Death Stranding 2.
Probably not.
Yes.
Ghost of Yote and Silent Hill F. Best adaptation.
Silent Hill F has a high chance.
These are great so far.
22 to recognize an outstanding show, movie, or other creative work inspired by and based on an established.
There's gonna be a
video game
dumpster
world.
fire this best
Here are
adaptation.
the
This is a year where I
best
really don't care.
adaptation. A
We'll see.
Minecraft movie.
It's probably gonna go to
Oh,
Minecraft.
yo.
I forgot Devil May Cry
Oh.
happened.
Season 2.
It's not good.
And Until Dawn.
Well, it's The Last of Us.
Narrative. The outstanding
Until
nominees
Dawn?
are
Yep.
Claire
Yeah.
Obscure, Expedition 33.
We're just throwing shit
else
in
came
there.
out?
Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Wow.
There we go.
Silent Hill F.
Out of everything I played, that deserves to win the most. We'll see about Claire.
Developers who continually and transparently
probably gonna be
Yeah,
Claire.
pretty solid.
support
There's
and
no
respond to
Dispatch
their
here at all.
players.
That's
This
No,
year's
there's not.
nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Final
Okay.
Fantasy 14, Fortnite,
okay, that was-
Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky.
These are like always the same every year.
Games for Impact are Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage.
Oh, I heard good things
South
about
of
that.
Midnight,
Oh,
and
South of Midnight.
Wonderstop.
Why is it games for
The
Impact?
category of best
Just because it's
multiplayer.
focused around a black family?
Arc Raiders.
You have to play it to find out.
Battlefield 6,
Dude, the
Elden
bar is
Ring
in
Night
the
Raid,
bar is in
Peak
hell
and
for video games.
Split Fiction.
Good for Peak.
Best
Split
independent
Fiction.
game
Sticking with it.
celebrates games with a high degree of
Not making it as
risk
big as a splash as I probably would have
outside the
expected it
traditional
to.
publisher system.
I'm not surprised.
Those nominees are
Yeah, fair enough.
Absolum, Ball Pit,
Absolute,
Blueprint,
Jeff.
Nice. Nice.
Obscure Expedition 33,
And then Expedition 33, the one that will win.
and
Well, maybe
Hollow
no,
Knight
maybe not.
Silk
Maybe
Song.
not.
It's hard to tell.
Best debut
That's
indie
tough.
game.
That's a
Not
banger
just
list for
development
indies.
team
Good
that
job,
hasn't
indies.
won a
Oh, yeah.
Game Award before. In fact, these teams published their first game this year. The nominees are
Claire
Blueprints,
Obscure.
Blueprints, Claire Obscure, very nice.
Start with that one.
Despelote, Dispatch, and
Hey, what?
Oh, okay, we
Oh,
got a
but
dispatch
it's-
in there.
AR game.
Remember, it wasn't done yet, as you said
Alien
probably.
Rogue
So
Incursion, Ark & Age,
First 4 episodes, maybe?
Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Walk. For content
Even more so,
creators,
Aaron Paul got
nominees
fucking
are
robbed.
Vigil, Kai Sanat, Moist Critical, Sakura
Yeah.
Miko,
he
and
he was the only one here that it was in a video game.
Oh,
So
Burnt
Oh, good for
Peanut.
Burnt Peanut.
Looking forward
Yeah,
to
he's on my
what's
For You
next,
page.
and
All the
don't
time.
worry, we'll have lots of games to announce for you on December 11th. But what's the most anticipated upcoming game? Here are the nominees.
Wonder what it
for
is.
currently
Oh, could it be
announced
GTA 6?
titles. 007 First Light.
Oh wow,
They should
can't
end with
wait.
that one.
Grand Theft Auto 6,
They didn't have the
Marvel's
decency to end with that.
Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4.
Oh,
Best action
Witcher.
adventure
It's still
game
GTA 6.
it's still GTA 6.
Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle,
Huh.
Split Fiction. For best
I'm leaning
role-playing
Indiana
game,
Jones. Of course, that's
could've-
all I've really played.
We could have done a better
Val,
list there.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Nice.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
That's okay.
Monster
Come on,
Hunter
buddy.
Wilds and The Outer Worlds 2.
Shout out Outer Worlds getting in there.
Best fighting game.
There you go.
Nominees are
Avowed 2, now that I think about it.
Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
2XKO
Fatal
out?
Fury, City of the Wolves.
Yeah,
Mortal
It's not.
Kombat Legacy Collection.
Isn't it? I think it is.
It's not out. No, it's not.
Fighter
Mortal
5
Kombat
Revo
Legacy
World
Collection.
Stage. The
Not
nominees
a
for
great
Best
year for
Action
fighters.
Game are
No.
Battlefield 6, Doom: The Dark Ages,
Okay.
Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4,
Oh, wow.
and Shinobi
nice.
Art.
Yes!
That made it.
There we go, Shinobi!
Accessibility celebrates games that are making our industry available and enjoyable to more people. The nominees for innovation and accessibility are
Very obscure. Expedition
Assassin's
33.
Creed Shadows, Atomfall, Doom: The Dark Ages, EA Sports FC 26, and South of Midnight.
Wow.
Next up,
Would not
Best
know.
Family
Kind of
Game.
shocked
Nominees
that
are
like Ghost didn't make
Donkey
it in there.
Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. The best
That one's hard to
strategy
tell.
game nominees are
Yeah, that is actually.
The Alters, Final
Usually it's a
Fantasy
lock.
Tactics, Evilise Chronicles, Jurassic World Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, and 2 Point Museum. These games are
Power
nominated
Wash.
for
Power Wash
Best
tab.
Power
Sports
Wash
Racing Game.
stiffed again by the
EA
Game
Sports
Awards.
FC 26, F1
Best game of all time.
25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
Come on,
Now the
rematch.
nominees in
I
our
heard so many good
3
things about Sonic
esports
Racing Cross
categories.
Worlds.
Starting with
Sure you
Best
did, Sonic fan.
esports game.
I have.
Nominees are
Yeah,
I
sure,
haven't
Sonic
played it.
fan.
People said it was a
I'm
better
a Sonic
better
fan.
racer than Mario Kart.
Legends,
I know, I'm joking, I heard.
Bang Bang, and Valorant. The nominees for Best Esports Athlete are Brock, Chovu, Forsaken, Kakaru, Mena RD, and Zywoo.
No
For
faker?
Best
That's
I
crazy.
feel like
No
I haven't
faker.
seen any of those
Special
names
Esports
before.
Committee nominated these teams.
That's most of the time for
Genji,
me.
League of Legends, NRG, Valorant, Team Falcons, Dota 2, Team Liquid PH, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, and
Do the
Team
esports
Vitality,
people care about
Counter-Strike
these
2.
nominations?
Okay, we're almost
Like,
done,
do they
but
care
there
what the
are
Game
still
Awards think?
two very important categories.
Yeah, I don't know.
First, Best Game Direction recognizes outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. The nominees are Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hades
Sure.
2, and Split Fiction.
Oh wow.
And now it's the big one.
I have no clue.
GOTY, Game of the
GOTY!
Year, recognizing a game that delivers the
Who was
absolute
right?
best experience
We'll see.
for players across all creative and technical fields. For this year's awards, our global TGA jury has selected the following 6 games as the nominees for Game of the Year. Flare Obscure, Expedition 33 from Sandfall Interactive.
There's
Death
one.
Stranding 2
Dope.
on the
There's
Beach
2.
from Kojima Productions. Donkey Kong Bonanza
There's
Okay.
from Nintendo. Hades 2 from Super
Huh?
Giant
4.
Games. Hollow Knight.
Oh, what's the
Silk
coin
Song,
toss?
5.
What's the coin toss?
And Kingdom Come.
Let's go.
Get it! All right.
5 for
You know what?
6.
The Good Game of the Year awards.
Good
what
job.
happens.
Good job.
And now that those
Damn.
are
Game of the
official,
Year
you can
awards. Once
anticipate
again,
Lauren
Connor sounds
Bell
like he's
from the
80
Game
years
Awards
old.
Orchestra, playing their themes as part of our musical salute to the nominees live on December 11th. But before that, we need your help to decide which nominees become the winners. Make sure to head to thegameawards.com to cast your ballot.
So excited.
New this year,
Not the best
download
game of the year,
vote
but I have to do my duty.
Share your picks on social media.
We will of course be voting
There is
the
still
week
one
before
more
the
category
Gamescast,
Yeah.
the week
nominees
or that whatever
yet
that
to be
Monday
revealed.
is. So
The player's
5 days
voice,
before the
where
11th.
Fans 100% select the winner from 30 nominees. We'll announce those nominees on Monday, December 1st. So set a reminder on the website if you want to be alerted. The winners
I
in
am
all
actually interested in the
categories
player's
will be
voice this
revealed
year.
live during TGA when it
Turn on
streams
that switch
globally
whenever
on
you want, huh,
Thursday,
Tavin?
December 11th.
Care, not care.
Opening act at 4:30 p.m. Pacific.
Such a
Depends on the year. It's the context.
such a loser.
Last
Guy,
year-
you don't care about the people's the
La-
internet's
no,
opinions. Now you
gener-
care about the internet's
genuinely-
opinions.
Generally, no, because last year it was a bunch of bullshit games no one ever fucking cared
Thanks for
about.
watching. I hope to see you live on
I
Thursday,
cannot remember.
December 11th to celebrate
I
the
can believe
past
that.
and see what's next in video games.
Wow, a lot of Claire.
Good stuff. Lot of Claire. Lot of Claire, which
Probably
was
like
expected.
every category like
I
had
think
a nomination.
So we mentioned before we started record. Well, I had asked the question, what is the most nominated? Like, what's the record for the most nomination? And I'm pretty sure that I heard somewhere that it was Last of Us Part 2, and I did predict that Claire Obscure was gonna beat that record.
It might have, but I also remember Last of Us Part 2 just having like a ton of entries in a lot of fields. But
Did we look that up as something that is
I can
true?
look it up. Last of Us Part 2 nominations.
Is this working?
TGA.
So what are we clicking on here?
I'm trying to.
So
I'm
it was
trying to. Yeah,
nominated.
it's like.
Well, this would have just popped up, so maybe they're just having some technical difficulties.
So it was nominated. It had a nomination for, Game of the Year, Best Performance. Oh, sorry, 2 of them for Best Performance. Narrative, Audio Design, Action Adventure, Studio/Game Direction, Player's Voice, Score Soundtrack, and Art Direction. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 at nominations. So I guess we'll count
if
this
you
one.
include the performances. So other than that, it's 8.
So Claire Obscura got a bonus one with Charlie Cox.
It's bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's not though.
I could definitely
He's
see.
not gonna win.
Yeah, just from what I know about that character, there probably was
He just shouldn't
more
be there.
deserving of that.
He shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be either Jennifer English or Ben Starr.
I agree. All right, here we're gonna go to GameSpot because the Game Awards website is not working right now.
Come on, guys, do better.
You know,
I'll keep track of how
websites
many
have trouble.
nominations Claire Obscure has while we do this.
Thank you. It'll probably be Player's Choice, by the way. I won't list it, but
Now, because this is part of the Gamescast and we
what's
are
it
covering
called?
news, we are going to go through all of them, which is a rarity. We normally don't go through all of them, but we're going to go through all of them real quick.
What is the name of that? Arc Raiders is going to be Player's Choice. It's going to win Player's Choice.
Probably.
no, I meant like it's going to be nomineed.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, very likely that's going to be the case.
Best Esports, Gen G, League of Legends, NRG, Valorant, Team Falcon from Dota 2, Team Liquid PH, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang. What? Team Vitality from Counter-Strike 2. Best Esports athlete, Brock Chovy, Forsaken, Kakaru, Menard, and Zaiwu.
Wait a second. Why the fuck what is that mobile game? Why is that like constantly on an esports list? Like that came out of nowhere. When did that become a thing?
Mobile Legends, Bang Bang. Well, I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I mean,
It kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Connor, you don't pay attention to this.
But I know, but like this is like a mobile game for an esports award. Like you wouldn't. When does that ever happen? How good?
I'm mean, probably all the time, Connor. You don't pay. None of us pay attention.
I don't know about that, Tavin. I think there's some a little bit of manipulation going on. How much of a stake does Tencent does Tencent own that? Riot owns that.
If you don't know, why does it matter?
Whoever it is, because there's so many big shadowy figures in the video game world. You just get so mixed up. So that actually enforces it because there's shadowy people deciding things behind the scenes.
There's a reason that when we do our voting and our predictions for the game that we leave out esports.
Because we don't know what we're talking about.
All the categories, exactly. Because we're ignorant.
I'm just acting about the existence of the game. Because when you guys can't answer me, you're just saying like this is a classic move of someone who tries to put down other people's inquisitive nature. Just I'm too stupid. I don't know it. You guys are so pathetic working in this space that you just so easily turn your brain off because you're just drones and you just don't want to think when you don't want to. It's so sad, guys. It's incredibly pathetic.
As someone who is a fine arts major and has taken an improv class or two in its time, you know, you never want to say no, right? You always want to say yes and add to something. Connor, this is a bad bit, and we should move on from it, and we should stop doing it because it's a bad bit.
You went to college for it, so I'll acquiesce to your useless degree.
Best esports game. Also, I'm trying to fucking get through this shit so we can actually talk about the things we want to talk about.
How much is your degree getting used there?
Fucking
Connor?
shit.
More than acting, which is not much.
Best esports game: Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, Valorant. Content creator of the year. I don't know this first one. Cadril, Kaisenat, Moist Critical, Sakura Miko, and The Burnt Peanut. Most anticipated game: 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4. I think it's crazy that they put Witcher 4 in this list because that game's not coming out next year, but okay.
Says otherwise.
Best multiplayer: Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction. This is the first one that I think is worth talking about. For us. Good collection.
I don't know. I don't want to say what I'm going to vote for off the top, but I've only played one of these games.
Well, yeah, you have.
Shocked Marvel Rivals is not here.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
That's pretty wild.
Last year too?
Ongoing.
Well, it was like December 6th or some shit that shit got announced.
It released in December.
But it also held so much weight through the early months of this year that I'm shocked it's not here, But shout out to Peak for getting in there.
Yeah,
I guess it's the case that these ones at least have stayed relevant since they've come out, whereas Marvel Rivals did less, like it kind of tanked as opposed to these ones. Except Split Fiction.
I think Marvel Rivals is still more relevant than Peak.
I mean, in the year 2025 as much?
Yes.
No, I guess so. Yeah, Peak does have its.
You got to stop acting like Rivals was a 2024 game.
But it technically was.
I mean, it was like in terms of release, but like that's not where Rivals
Not
Peak
for
was.
these.
Yeah.
Best sports / racing: EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Crosswords. I'm sorry, getting Rematch right in between the two kart racers was crazy to me because it's just a weird category. Cool. That's about what I expected. So glad. I'm actually surprised Rematch got nominated at all. So. Shout out to that team for at least getting in there.
70 something on OpenCritic?
Yeah, it was real low. Best sim / strategy: The Alters, Final Fantasy Tactics:
74.
The Ivalice Chronicles, Jurassic World Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, 2 Point Museum. I'm sorry. The fact, I know it gets memed a lot because I go hard in the paint for it, but come on. Power Wash Simulator 2 not being here is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Had 1 million players within the first week of launch and is fucking awesome. One of the higher rated games of this year. It's ridiculous that Power Wash Simulator 2 did not get nominated for best sim / strategy this year. Absolutely.
Usually
ridiculous.
I wouldn't agree with you, Tavin, if it wasn't for the fact that, from my knowledge, Civilization 7 was not as good. Like, it took a drop in quality. Was that the Civilization that didn't do as good as it had in the past?
It was 74 or 5 or some shit. It just wasn't.
I can tell
you
right now because Connor drafted it.
Yeah, that's why I remember it.
79.
Oh, okay.
Which seems
not
weird
as bad as I thought, but it's still
Yeah, it's why out of all the times that it could have just not been a nominee, because every time it comes out, it's nominated for best sim strategy.
Right.
Couldn't they have given it to something else?
What the fuck was Jurassic World Evolution 3?
I heard it was good, but I can't.
I've actually heard that it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you open your own theme park. It's like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but for Jurassic Park.
Right. And I understand Final Fantasy Tactics. We're kind of going off of the name here, and it was a lot of people's first time playing Final Fantasy Tactics, but come on.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, it's just
Power Wash does not belong in here over Final Fantasy Tactics, Tavin. I know what agenda you're trying to push here. The only thing I could see,
I don't think it's an agenda. I'm being genuine. I don't think Final Fantasy Tactics did enough. I don't think it did enough.
Sounds like Power Wash Simulator didn't either.
I think the original game. Well, yeah, I think just off of name. Final Fantasy is only in here off of name alone.
To a degree,
it's the same with Civilization, Connor. You were questioning Civilization. It's because of the name. The name is why it's here.
But I'm saying, in terms of quality, at what point, put something else that's deserving of it more, like Power Wash Simulator 2. But Final Fantasy Tactics, to my knowledge, it was
a 1-to-1
remake. Well, yeah, it's a remake though.
Not 1-to-1.
It is 1-to-1.
They
changed. Oh,
that's 1-to. It's still 1-to-1. Phil, in every just because there's dialogue now,
from the ground up.
Well, you can say that about almost
that's
every
still 1-to-1.
Well. But that's most remakes. Most remakes aren't some brand new foray into
Not everything is Final Fantasy 7.
Holy shit! I realized Metal Gear Solid 3 wasn't on here.
It does not surprise me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. We can get to it when we get to action adventure or whatever. But yeah. I think there's too many other great games in those categories for Delta to have been in here at all. Which is why I do support the idea of we need at this point in the game we need a best remake / remaster category of some kind.
Yeah.
Best family game: Split Fiction, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Mario Kart World, Lego Voyagers, Lego Party, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. This feels right to me.
See, for what's interesting is I don't remember there being a whole lot that was super explicit, the curse in Split Fiction, but for whatever reason I don't see that as a family game.
They did the same thing to It Takes Two, and I think It Takes Two is definitively not a family game because there's a scene where you tear a being limb from limb, and I'm like, that's
little elephant.
That's a little much for a child. What are we doing? So I think it's just kind of art style and the fact that it is cooperative kind of gets it in here, but I've never felt that Hazelight Studio games have ever been appropriate in this category.
What are they? Are they going to put A Way Out in the best family game? What?
Maybe they will. At this rate.
I mean, you would have to go back and look and see if they did.
I don't think it did.
Yeah, best fighting game: Virtua Fighter 5, Revo World Stage, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, Fatal Fury City of Wolves, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, 2XKO. Now, these collections are heralded as great collections, but I think the fact that they're here filling out the list of nominees for this category, I think kind of shows that it wasn't the strongest year in fighting games. Connor, am I wrong here?
You're right. I mean, it's funny enough, it could still win Capcom, but most likely it's coming down to 2XKO, which probably will win, or Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Other than that, it's just filler. Not the best year for fighting games.
Best RPG: Monster Hunter Wilds, Outer Worlds 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Avowed. This is a good list. I feel like we might be missing something, but I can't put my finger on what.
I can't.
Shout out to Obsidian.
Shout out to Obsidian. Double dip in here. Mm-hmm. Always nice when you get to say you're competing against yourself. You know, You're gonna lose to Clair Obscur or Kingdom Come, and my money's probably gonna be on Kingdom Come. But congratulations, Obsidian. You had a knockout year. We need, instead of best game direction, like that's a weird thing. Because it's like kind of ubiquitous and people are kind of like not sure what it means, so it kind of just turns into runner-up for game of the year, unless your game had a notable director like a Hideo Kojima in it. But like, we should have like a best game studio, or I don't know, like strongest studio or something. I don't know. It's an idea that needs to be workshopped, I think. Best action adventure game: Split Fiction, Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach.
Well, we know what's not going to win.
Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
I struggle to see how Split Fiction wins in this category.
I agree. I think this is really just between Death Stranding, Ghost, and Hollow Knight.
Oh, for sure.
I think more just, let's not spoil our nominations.
We'll see. I think this is Ghost's category to lose.
Yeah.
Best action game: Battlefield 6, Doom: The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi: Art of Vengeance. I'm just happy Shinobi got in there. Shinobi got a little bit of recognition. That's all we needed for Shinobi. Shout out Shinobi. That's a quality game.
Yeah, I mean, this is between probably Battlefield and Hades, and possibly Ninja Gaiden, but
possibly, yeah. I think there's kind of a lock for a specific game.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Best VR/AR: Alien Rogue Incursion, Arcane Age, A Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Walk.
I never heard anything about Marvel's Deadpool. I don't know how that turned out.
Yeah, I only ever remember the announcement trailer, and I don't remember anything else about it.
That's all I remember is Neil Patrick Harris. Let me look up Deadpool VR, how that score.
Best mobile game: Destiny Rising.
77 on OpenCritic.
Cool.
77.
Destiny Rising, Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble. You guys knew what this was. What the fuck is this?
Uma Musume Pretty Derby. It's anime horse girls racing.
Okay.
Based off real horses.
Cool.
Based off real horses.
And Wuthering Waves as well.
Did you know, Connor, that there's an anime?
There is, yes.
It's gone for 3 seasons?
I found that out pretty recently. That's pretty crazy. That's why I think it's going to win, because for some reason, they love those horse girls. Of course, that's my own feed, so who could say?
And then here we go. Here we start with the bloodbath, gentlemen. Best debut indie game: Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Despole, Dispatch,
Despelote.
You're right, Despelote, and Megabonk. Shout out Megabonk. Fuck, you kind of can't go wrong here.
I think I think there's the 3 top dogs here.
3 top dogs: Blueprints, Clair Obscur, and Dispatch.
And I'm glad Dispatch at least got something here. You know,
I hope it wins. Oh,
the one crumb that it's getting. You know, if it even wins.
I think this is a toss-up between Blueprints and Clair Obscur. I could see people saying, let's give it to Blueprints because we're not going to get it anywhere else.
Right.
You know, and the people who played Blueprints at least all the way through fucking rock hard for Blueprints.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and rightfully so. It's a good game. I didn't play enough of it to get to that point. Best independent game: Absolum, Ball X Pit, Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Hades 2, Hollow Knight, Silksong. This one is a toss-up between the big three that we will talk about again later.
Indeed.
Shout out again to Blueprints. Happy to see the other two in there as well. That's a good... listen, the indie studios fucking kicked ass this year. Great work. Great work. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky. Connor did make the joke of, like, I feel like it's the same every year. I do like that we do get to see newer entries in here, like Helldivers 2 and, like, Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. You know, I forget, Helldivers was last year?
Helldivers came out last year, yes.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm glad to see, you know, those guys kind of start making the circulations and knocking off some of the ones that, like, there was a couple of, like, I guess, sure, nominees that, like, hit several years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Best ongoing game, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky. Again, it was shocking to me that Marvel Rivals did not make it into best multiplayer. Maybe they'll get it here.
I could not agree more.
This one's kind of a toss-up to me, personally, because I think all of these games performed very, very well this year. The one I heard the least about was Final Fantasy 14, but I also kind of tune Final Fantasy 14 talk out these days because it's, I get it. It's always great. You're always having a great time. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that you're happy.
Well, it's definitely, like, people have noted it's dropped from where it was before in terms of quality, but still, like you said, tons of fans of it. Still a good game, but, you know, less strong this year, which is probably also why you haven't heard much.
Games for Impact, Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, Wonder Stop. We need to reword this category because, like, I don't know. It's games for Impact. What are the impact of some of these games? You know, some of these games kind of like are just good emotional stories about family, and you're like, all right, I guess that's impact. Like.
Artsy game. That's what this means. It's just an artsy game.
You know, and it's not about white people. So it's like, oh, let's do it. Fucking okay, sure. I
don't even necessarily think it's you bring it to that. Sure, some of them are about race, but some of them just some kind of disability, I don't know,
some of them. But my problem is the ones that are like what I'm saying. Like, granted, I didn't play South of Midnight, but why is South of Midnight in the Games for Impact category?
It depends on what the game story tries to do. I think it hinges on that.
I guess, but like, what does that impact?
It beats me. You're as clueless as I am.
Innovation in accessibility, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Adamfall, Doom the Dark Ages, EA Sports FC 26, and South of Midnight. I just realized we didn't get, again, we did not get college football this year.
Yeah.
Best performance. God, this is a bloodbath. Ben Starr, Charlie Cox, Erika Ishii, Jennifer English, Kanatsu Kato, and Troy Baker.
Kato,
did Troy Baker not get nominated last year? I guess he wouldn't have, right? Because that game was a December game as well. Yeah, so
and he did a damn good job, but
he's going to be forgotten.
December or late November?
Yeah.
I thought it was December. I want to say like December 12th or some shit, but that might have just
early December.
That might have just been Game Awards last year. Maybe it was like December 3rd. I could be wrong. Regardless, Troy Baker, of course, one of the elites, did a fantastic job as Indiana
December
Jones.
9th.
December 9th, okay. But I think this is a Ben Starr and Jennifer English year. Shout out to Erika Ishii. Charlie Cox, sub him out for Aaron Paul, please. No disrespect. But let's be honest.
Wait, to Jennifer English or Charlie Cox?
To Charlie Cox.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know.
Is the celebrity title pushing him forward more? I guess opposed to some of those other ones. That's what I thought.
I don't see Charlie Cox that much bigger than Aaron Paul.
I'm saying
that is true.
I'm just saying that's why he's there instead. It's because Charlie Cox is a celebrity and he was part of the biggest game of the year.
Yeah. Best audio design, Battlefield 6, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, and Silent Hill F. I'll be honest, now that we're kind of looking at some of these nominations and some of these awards, I don't think Clair Obscur is going to sweep the way we thought it was.
No.
You know?
Nominate a lot.
It's nominated a lot.
It's going to get most of the awards. It's going to get most of them.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, I think it is going to carry home the most hardware, but like, this category, I don't think Clair Obscur is going to win, and I don't think it has a fucking chance in the world of winning. Is the audio design in Ghost that good, guys? I think
it's good. Yeah. Now I think
I think
Yeah.
Battlefield 6 or Death Stranding is going to win, but you know.
Yeah.
Or honestly, Silent Hill F, because based
as
off
well.
Silent Hill
I haven't played
2, yeah, neither have I. That's kind of the issue. They seem to get audio design down, at least based off their last game. So I would expect
Well, it's a difference.
entry in the same franchise would do the same. Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of a hallmark of Silent Hill.
You have to
especially
nail
new
the audio
games.
design. You have to nail
Yeah.
that audio design. That was the best part about Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
And not disrespecting the other parts of Silent Hill 2, of course. You know,
It just
was a
scares the
great-
shit
it was a
out of you
great
just
game.
by
But that audio
noises.
design, holy shit.
Yeah.
Best score and music: Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Hades 2, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach. I am glad that Death Stranding made it here. I thought maybe there was a chance it wouldn't.
Too much licensed music.
Too much licensed music.
Polachek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the main what I would argue is the main theme of the game, the one that you probably hear the most, would make y'all laugh your asses off.
Funny.
It's a crazy song to choose, but I'm glad it's here because a lot of the original music is quite good, especially all the Woodkid. Woodkid is fucking fire. I think this is great. I don't think we're missing anything.
No, I don't know
Maybe
who's gonna
Donkey
win.
Kong.
Ooh, that's a good call.
Yeah, Donkey Kong gets a little weird.
What would it replace in that case?
I don't think any of these, but
No, it's a good one.
Yeah, I want to say Ghost, but I like Ghost over Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to
So,
beat that.
Yeah,
no, I think if any of them, I think it would replace Ghost, but yeah.
yeah. I'm favoring Clair Obscur or Death Stranding here.
Hades 2's got some great music in there. Like
it does.
It does.
Arguably, maybe even better than the first one.
I
Silver
think
Sisters,
so as
dude?
well.
Silver Sisters.
Yeah. I love one of the boss fights music.
God, I gotta play more. I gotta play more Hades 2.
Are you talking Scylla or what?
No, third boss fight in Olympus.
Scrolling back to best audio design, kind of shocked Hades 2 isn't in there because they do a lot of really cool things with audio
Oh,
design. You know, there's a
good
boss
year
fight
for it, it
there's a
seems.
boss fight that's very music based, and so like that really impressed me when it happened. Best art direction: Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, coin toss.
It really is. I think that's the hardest category to decide what's going to win.
Your five-sided
in general.
coins out.
Five-sided coins. Yeah. Connor, I agree with you just because, I mean, a lot of games take bold swings, and pretty much every game on this list took a bold swing in some way, right? So it's really, really difficult. I think probably the hardest one to land on might be Death Stranding, just because they went realistic, like hyper realistic with it. And so the other ones are so stylized that'll probably all put them over the edge for it. But Death Stranding 2, art design or art direction is nothing to sleep on. Best narrative: Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F.
I'll say right now,
Happy.
I think it's official that Clair Obscur has beaten Last of Us Part 2 as far as the amount of nominations.
Are we just
Right now,
are we
they're
just
tied.
assuming it's Last of Us Part 2? Did anybody do the Google of what is the most nominated game at the Game Awards?
We never did. Could be something
We
else.
should probably do that. I mean, it might be Last of Us, but we should, do that instead of just assuming.
I think Astrobot tied it.
Astrobot got nominated that much?
It did a lot.
That's crazy. Good for Astrobot. Best adaptation: a Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, The Last of Us Season 2, Splinter Cell Deathwatch, and Until Dawn. Wow. We had a real regressive year this year, and I liked Last of Us Season 2. I didn't love it, but I liked it. But man, this is and I haven't seen anybody talk about Splinter Cell. I heard some people liked Devil May Cry, a lot of people didn't like Devil May Cry,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then Until Dawn and arguably a Minecraft movie are video game movies of yore that we have not had in a while. But
I will say real quick, as far as nominations go, Clair Obscur is now the top nominee with 12, but before that, it was tied between Last of Us Part 2 with 11 and 11 for God of War Ragnarok. Those are the two big ones.
wow, interesting.
Yes. Closely followed by Death Stranding with 10. The first one.
Fucking okay.
Yeah.
we
remember that
really, guys, we were really excited about the return of Kojima. We were very excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best game direction: Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Split Fiction. This is another category that I think is weird. Do you just do it because of the director
Yeah.
that's tied to it, or like general game direction. What does game direction mean? I don't think it explains itself very well, and I don't think the people understand what direction is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only one I can understand is split fiction, because especially you would be able to shore up this stuff, Phil, of being able to have like two stuff going on at the same time on screens, like crazy stuff going on. Is that generally what happens?
That's just a technical thing.
I know, but it's a lot of games don't do that.
It was the fact that like they were different, but they still like linked together, like and based on which direction you were looking, like a table would be like on one end it would be like futuristic, and then on the other end it would be fantasy, and it would be the same way no matter which way you turned around. Like it kept flipping. It is like Tavin saying it's more of a technical thing, but like I mean that comes with direction.
I'll say, if you want to say best game direction is like the most unified vision, like the game went out to do something and succeeded in doing what it went out to do, I think this list is good. I think it's a quite good list. I don't think it's really missing anything, because there's a bunch of other games that were fantastic and some of the best of the year, but there are a percentage of people who go, yeah, but this. And you go, all right, yeah, sure. You know, I think this is the cleanest batch of games, if that makes sense. In terms of
I'm just glad that we give Joseph Ferris flowers every time we have an opportunity to.
I like
he
that
deserves
guy.
it.
I like that guy for right now. It just
right now.
He just screams a guy. I don't want to put this out there. All right, I don't want to, but it just screams like a guy who's going to do something out of pocket one day. You know, in a bad way.
The thing is, anybody could do that.
Like when he said "fuck the Oscars" in 2023.
Yeah, that's not like an out of pocket in a bad way. It's out of pocket, but it's not in a bad way. You know what I mean?
You never know.
And then finally, the big one, Connor, you nailed it on the head, buddy. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Hades 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, and Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Now, both Phil and I assumed it was going to be Ghost of Yotei in Kingdom Come Deliverance's place. I think Kingdom Come being here is more exciting. That's a more exciting pick.
Sure.
So,
especially with this as a sequel, which, as I played both of them, again, we've talked about it before when Hades 2 came out and when Ghost of Yotei came out. Some games do and Hollow Knight Silk Song. Some games are, they're another one of the game. Sometimes they're sequels. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, like Hades 2, and Death Stranding 2 are like true change up the formula sequels of their originals. At least I say that with Death Stranding, having not played it.
I would say Death Stranding 2 is more Death Stranding, just better.
Okay.
You know, but it's a really good game. and I think Death Stranding as an IP is just so unique in concept that like it's allowed to have another one. We've seen a million Ghost of Yoteis. We've seen a million Horizon Forbidden Wests, you know. That's fine. There are 2 Death Stranding games and only 2.
True.
Gentlemen, that is it for the 2025 Game Awards nominees. How do we feel about the selection this year? Did they nail it? Have we done a good job?
Yeah,
pretty solid overall. I don't really have any complaints.
I mean, the fact that Kingdom Come got the awards it did, the nominations it did, in a year I didn't expect them to. I mean, this is one of the better years in terms of nominations. I can't. Sometimes there's usually like one where you raise your eyebrow and are like, why is this game here in this nomination? But I didn't really do that for any of these games.
If there is a category where I go, really, it's just simply because the output wasn't really there, like the best adaptations and to a lesser degree the best fighting game, where it's just like, all right, we didn't have that many. There just wasn't that many.
I guess past Tavin now can eat his fucking words talking about the disappointed Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 people.
They still will get disappointed.
They still will. When they lose every category, yeah, they can be disappointed.
They might win at best RPG.
They might win at best RPG. You know, asterisk. Yeah, I'm happy.
Might say that they'll lose all the categories to the same game.
Not that one.
I'm happy
No,
with.
no.
I'm happy with these lists. The only one where I'm like, come on, is the Charlie Cox one. No disrespect to Charlie Cox, I think he did quite well in that game, but dude, he's in the game for like 3 fucking hours. Like, what are we doing?
You know who really got like fucking not just Aaron Paul from Dispatch, not just Laura Bailey from Dispatch, but to Charles White and Sean McLaughlin.
Of course, they gave
one Penguin Zero, Moist Critical, and fucking Jacksepticeye.
And you know what, Phil? the people can see more opinions on that thing on our Dispatch review, which is live on the channel probably right now. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and check that out. But of course, we are going to go ahead and move right along. And so we're going to say goodbye to the people. So ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching, listening, whether live over on twitch.tv/TwoPennyGames or on youtube.com/@TwoPennyGames or mainstream podcast services of your choice, please make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment down below on what you think about all the Game Award nominees. And until next time, have a great time. Gentlemen, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye. See you in a second.